You know, sometimes the final score just doesn't tell you the whole story. We had this late-season showdown between two absolute powerhouses, the Thunder and the Knicks, and on paper, it looked tight. But that final quarter, that told a tale of a superstar just completely taking over. All right, let's get right into this Sunday night thriller. So the headline says it all, right? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put the team on his back, dropped 30 points, and secured a huge win for OKC. But the way he got those 30 points, especially when the game was hanging in the balance, well, that's where the real story is. And here's that final score, 111-100, an 11-point win for the Thunder. Looks pretty comfortable, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you, for the first 3 quarters, this game was anything but comfortable. I mean, this was a heavyweight fight right from the opening tip. Neither team could get any real separation. They were trading punches, trading baskets, trading defensive stops. It was a classic, gritty matchup that had all the intensity of a playoff game. And you can see exactly why it was so tight when you look at these guys. Jalen Brunson was just on another planet for the Knicks, dropping 32. And Isaiah Hartenstein was an absolute beast on the boards, grabbing 18 rebounds. But the Thunder had answers, right? Jalen Williams poured in a super efficient 22 points, and you had Chet Holmgren holding it down in the paint. The tension just kept building and building. And then right at the halftime buzzer, this happens. Josh Hart lets one fly from deep, and he drains it. The crowd goes silent. Just like that, any little bit of breathing room the Thunder thought they had was completely gone. What a shot. And this number right here just says it all. 1. After 24 minutes of just brutal back-and-forth basketball, all that effort, all that energy, it all came down to a single point. Incredible. So coming out of halftime, the Thunder needed a spark, and boy did Jalen Williams deliver. He jumps the passing lane, gets the steal, he's racing down the court for the easy layup, and the home crowd in Oklahoma City just erupts. That's the kind of play that can totally swing the momentum of a game. But as the game entered its final, most important period, one player just decided it was his time. This is where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an MVP candidate, really truly showed everybody why he's one of the best closers in the entire league. Now get this, because this contrast is just wild. For 3 quarters, SGA was actually kind of struggling, at least by his standards. The Knicks defense was making things really tough for him. But in the 4th quarter, when it mattered most, he was perfect, flawless, 3 for 3 from the field. I mean, that is the literal definition of clutch. 10 of his 30 points came in that final frame alone, and it was just a masterclass in how to close out a game. He hit a silky pull-up jumper to stop a Knicks rally, then an aggressive drive to the rim to draw a foul. He completely controlled the tempo and slammed the door shut. So here's the key thing to remember. The Knicks fought tooth and nail. They clawed their way all the way back to within a single point in that 4th quarter. But they could never get over the hump. Every single time they got close, SGA had an answer. He simply would not let his team lose this game. Okay, so we've seen how the story of the game unfolded. Let's peel back another layer and look at the numbers, because this really builds a clearer picture of how the Thunder got it done. And whoa, here is a huge factor. Just look at that difference in free throw attempts. The Thunder shot 31 free throws to the Knicks 13. That tells you everything about their game plan. Constant aggression, attacking the basket relentlessly, and putting enormous pressure on that New York defense. That led to a lot of crucial, easy points. And speaking of SGA's relentless pressure, this win was just another night at the office for his historic streak. With this game, he hit 13 straight contests, scoring 10 or more points. Just think about that for a second. That level of sustained excellence is just mind-boggling. We are literally watching history every time he steps on the court. So why does one game in late March matter so much? Because when you're this deep in the season, every single win and loss can completely shake up the landscape of the entire playoffs. So let's take a quick look at where things stand. You can see the Knicks are right in the thick of a very crowded Eastern Conference, sitting at 3rd. But then look at the Thunder. They're battling for that top spot in the absolute gauntlet that is the Western Conference. So this wasn't just about beating a good team. It was about trying to lock up home court advantage all the way through the playoffs. This victory helped them do just that, giving them a massive potential advantage on their road to a championship. Which brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? We've seen their young talent, we've seen their depth, and most importantly, we've just seen their superstar prove he can bend the tough game to his will in the final minutes. So, I have to ask, are SGA and this young Thunder team now the team to beat in the West? The evidence is getting pretty tough to ignore.